Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Hideous Thoughts here, coming at you with another Black Desert online video for console. In today's video, we're going to be going over an age-old debate between which armor is better, the Red Nose Armour or the Dim Tree Armour. Now, believe it or not, guys, there's a lot of controversy over which one of these is better. A lot of people say the Red Nose is better, a lot of people say Dim Tree is better, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to answer the question once and for all. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video, because believe it, it's not going to be what you think. Alright guys, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the bell button so you get notified when future videos go live, and head on over to my Twitch channel and give us a follow over there. It's twitch.tv/hideousthoughts, so you can come see me live streaming. Alright guys, enough about that, let's get into the video. So when we are discussing, you know, what's better, Dim Tree or the Red Nose, we got to take a look. We got to take a look, and we got to figure this out. So we come down in here, and we're going to go to the Dim Tree. We're going to start off with that. We're going to come all the way down to Pen, right, which is the last level for the last enhancement level for the item. All right, so let's take a look. It gives us 89 DP, gives us 160 evasion, and it gives us 49 plus 24, so we're going to call that 73 damage reduction. So next one, item effect, max HP plus 200, max MP, WP, SP plus 100. It also gives you 200 stamina, and it gives you a attack speed and a cast speed plus 1. So that's all pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Next up, we've got to take a look at the Red Nose. So we're going to come back here. We're going to come down to the Red Nose, right here, Red Nose Armor. We're going to come down to Pen again, and we're going to take a look. 89 DP, so the DP is exactly the same, gives us 160 evasion, and it gives us 73 damage reduction again. So those stats are exactly the same. Now let's take a look at the next part. Item effect, HP recovery up, max MP, WP, SP plus 100. We still get 200 stamina, we still get the plus 1 attack and casting speed. So we're looking at this and we're going, what is it? The max MP, WP, SP is exactly the same. The stamina is exactly the same. All the rest of it, the base stats are exactly the same. So the only thing that's really different between the two is the item effect of the Dim Tree gives you max HP plus 200, whereas the Red Nose gives you HP up. So it gives you a little bit of HP regen. Now, this is what causes the most controversy with these two items. A lot of people seem to not really understand which one's better. Okay, let's imagine that we're purely focusing on these two. So what we've got here, well, let's think about this. The Red Nose gives you HP recovery, regen, right? Now regen could be very useful in PvE situations. So you're in PvE, you're grinding monsters, and you've got some HP regen there to help you. That could be very useful. A lot of classes, especially sorceress, don't really have the best regens. So in a PvE situation where you're fighting monsters and stuff, the Red Nose could be more beneficial. In a PvP situation where it's really fast paced, it's really intense, and you need things to be like instantly, the regen isn't really gonna be sufficient enough to help you out. It's not, the regens in this game are not really known to be that great, especially like base regens of characters and things. The regens is just not good enough to really make a difference. So in that situation, in PvP, this is why your max HP of 200 is probably going to be more beneficial to you than a regen. Having an extra 200 HP, it doesn't sound like much, but 200 HP, it's quite a lot really, and it makes a bit of a difference, especially in PvP. More than a slower regen would. The regen just doesn't work fast enough to really make a difference. It's not going to really help you out in PvP. So this is why majority of people in PvP will go the Dim Tree Armour. It's just more of the PvP type armor that you're going to want to get. Whereas the Red Nose is good for the PvE situations where you can get that little bit of regen that just helps you while you're grinding. Alright, so that is where that extra HP recovery up would come and be more beneficial. Now that's between the Dim Tree and the Red Nose. That's it. That's the answer. PvP, your Dim Tree is number 1. PvE, your Red Nose is number 1. Okay, that's getting to the bottom of that. But now we got to look beyond that. We got to take a look at cost. We're looking at 13.5 billion silver right here for the pen Red Nose Armour. We're looking at Dim Tree. Now Dim Tree is one of the more expensive items that you can buy. So the Dim Tree is 14.5 billion silver for the pen. And again, we've got to keep in mind that the Dim Tree is going to be the PvP option and the Red Nose is going to be the PvE option. But we want to look beyond that. We want to look beyond the base cost of the item, because then we're going to start talking about things like Caphras. Okay, now Caphras are an item that is going to boost the stats of your gear. So if we pull this up, we can have a look at this, the Dim Tree Spirit Armor. And if we put this up to pen, and we're going to put this to Caphras level 10. Caphras level 10. This is the first level that we're going to focus on. I know console at the moment only has Caphras level 5, but we're going to look at Caphras level 10 and you're going to understand why. Now it says here that the total Caphras required is 8,260. Now if we pull up our calculator, and so that you guys can see this, and I'll just move this over here so that you can see 8,260, and we're going to work that out at a cost of 3 million silver, because that's the average price that they go for. That's generally, sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're more expensive, but let's work them out at 3 million silver. You're looking at 24,780,000,000 silver for the 8,260 Caphras. That's to get this to Caphras level 10. Alright, so once we've got it to Caphras level 10, well, that's the value of Caphras that it's going to cost to get to that level. Now, let's take a look at the Red Nose. Okay, again, pen, and we're going to go to Caphras level 10. This is only going to cost you 7,224 Caphras. So, remember this number, 24,780. 7,224 Caphras times 3 million equals 21,672,000,000. So you're looking at about 3 billion silver less for Caphras in the Red Nose than you are in the Dim Tree. So in terms of which one is cheaper, even though the stats are exactly the same apart from the regen and the max HP, a lot of people will say that the Red Nose is actually better. And to clarify this, we need to look at the next level up. And I know that this isn't on console yet, but this is something that people should be starting to think about. Fallen God Armor. Well, this is the next level up. Now, this is really hard to achieve, so it is something on its own kind of level. So you're going to expect to get better stats from the Fallen God Armor, but you want to know how to get this. So this is definitely kind of like a PvE type armor, but you also get the extra benefit in PvP because you've got the additional HP right here, the 310, and all the other stats are the same, plus you get your additional DP, evasion, and damage reduction. So this kind of works really well for both PvE and PvP. Okay, but we need to talk about how to get this. It's all well and good to go, oh well, the Fallen God Armor is the best one, but how do you get it? So looking at the Red Nose, the Dim Tree, and the Fallen God, the way that you get the Fallen God, you need a pen armor, either a Dim Tree or a Red Nose, and it needs to be a pen, and it needs to be Caphras level 10. This is why we're focusing on Caphras level 10. So for the time being, while you are doing your general gameplay, and guys, I have a Dim Tree right now, so just so that you can see that I'm not basing this off my own gear, right? What I would do is think about your build, think about how you plan on playing, and what your goals are with your gear long term. So the Dim Tree is the best one in the game for PvP, and for the most people, PvP is the end game goal. They want to be a good PvP player. They want to be competitive in PvP. So the Dim Tree is the one that a lot of people are going to want to get. But to get the Fallen God, which is the next level when that comes to the game, you're going to need a pen armor. It can be either Red Nose or Dim Tree, and it needs to be Khafra's level 10. So when we're talking about the difference between Khafra's, the Red Nose is actually the one that you're really going to want to focus on. Because remember, when we look at the cost, we're looking at 21,672,000,000 for level 10 Khafra's. That's assuming that you were going to buy them all. Or for the Dim Tree, you're looking at 24,780,000,000 to get the same Khafra's level to level 10, and then use that armor to enhance it to the Fallen God, which gives you exactly the same. There's no difference between a Dim Tree Fallen God and a Red Nose Fallen God. They're both exactly the same. You get the same stats. There's no advantages to using one or the other. The only difference is that you're going to save yourself around 3 billion silver in Khafra's by using a Red Nose. So this is something that I want you guys to think about, and I just wanted to bring this to your attention. So in terms, like when we're talking about what's better, a Dim Tree or a Red Nose Armour, and yeah, while I agree that the Dim Tree is better for PvP situations and the Red Nose is better for PvE, long term, if you plan on getting the Fallen God Armour, then the Red Nose is the one that you're going to want to focus on. Because, let's be real, unless you want to pay more than 3 billion silver worth of Khafra's, you do whatever you want. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention, and I thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss about the armors, and I hope you guys have learned something. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Appreciate you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, see you in the next one.